Kylian Mbappé is once again at the center of global football attention. But this time, it is not just about his speed, his goals, or his match-winning brilliance. It is a story filled with controversy, resilience, pressure, and a powerful comeback that could define not only his season, but also the trajectory of both Real Madrid and the French national team. As France prepares to face Brazil in what is expected to be one of the most exciting international friendlies of the year, the biggest question dominating headlines is simple. Will Mbappé start? And if he does, what version of him will the world see? For months now, Mbappé has been dealing with a troubling knee injury. It wasn't just a minor issue. It was something that lingered, something that refused to fully go away. Fans began to notice slight changes in his game. The explosive bursts were still there, but not as frequent. The sharpness in front of goal occasionally looked off. For a player known for operating at an almost unreal level of consistency, even a small drop raised concerns. But what truly shocked the football world was the revelation that during the early stages of diagnosing his injury, the wrong knee was reportedly scanned. This was not just a minor oversight. It was a serious error that raised questions about medical procedures at the highest level of football. Naturally, this sparked debates across the football community. Many began to wonder whether this mistake delayed Mbappé's recovery, whether it forced him to play through discomfort longer than necessary, and whether it could have long-term consequences. Despite all of this, Mbappé did what elite athletes do best. He focused on recovery and worked his way back. There were no excuses, no public complaints, just quiet determination. And slowly but surely, signs of his return began to appear. Just before the international break, Mbappé made his return to action for Real Madrid. He didn't immediately jump back into the starting lineup, but his appearances off the bench were enough to send a message. Against top-level opponents like Manchester City and Atletico Madrid, he showed glimpses of his brilliance. Even in limited minutes, defenders were cautious, spaces opened up, and the energy of the attack changed. What made things even more interesting was the fact that Real Madrid had found a certain rhythm in his absence. The team adapted, rediscovered balance, and managed to secure important victories. Some even began to question whether the team functioned better without relying heavily on Mbappé. But football is not that simple. While systems and teamwork are crucial, players like Mbappé bring something that cannot be replaced: individual brilliance that can decide games in seconds. His return adds a completely different dimension to Real Madrid's attack. It stretches defenses, creates fear, and forces opponents to rethink their strategies. Even if he is not at his absolute peak, his presence alone changes the dynamics of a match. France manager Didier Deschamps clearly saw enough in Mbappé's return to make his decision. Including him in the squad was expected, but what truly caught attention was the plan to start him against Brazil. This is a significant move. It shows trust, confidence, and belief that Mbappé is ready to contribute at a high level again. However, this decision also comes with caution. Reports suggest that Mbappé will likely play around 60 minutes before being substituted. This is a smart approach. It allows him to regain match fitness without pushing his body too far too soon. It also ensures that he remains protected ahead of crucial club fixtures. The match against Brazil is not just another friendly. Whenever these two nations meet, it carries weight. It is a clash of footballing philosophies, a battle of talent, and a spectacle watched by millions around the world. Playing this match in the United States, one of the upcoming World Cup host nations, adds even more significance. It is a stage built for stars, and Mbappé is expected to be the main attraction. In the build-up to the match, Mbappé himself expressed positivity about his condition. He spoke about feeling good again, about enjoying being back on the pitch, and about having confidence in his body. For fans, these words matter. Physical recovery is one thing, but mental readiness is just as important. A confident Mbappé is a dangerous Mbappé. What makes this situation even more compelling is the historic milestone within his reach. Mbappé is closing in on France's all-time goal-scoring record. Currently held by Olivier Giroud with 57 goals, the record has stood as a symbol of consistency and longevity. Mbappé, still in his prime, is just 2 goals away from matching it. This means that against Brazil, he has the opportunity to achieve something truly special. Scoring a brace would see him equal the record, and doing so against one of the most iconic football nations in history would make the moment unforgettable. It would not just be another statistic, it would be a statement of his place among the greatest players to ever represent France. For Real Madrid fans, this match carries additional importance.
It is not just about international pride, it is about what comes next. The club is entering a decisive phase of the season. The La Liga title race is intensifying, with Barcelona pushing hard. Every match, every point, every performance matters. Beyond domestic competition, the Champions League looms large. A quarter-final clash against Bayern Munich is on the horizon, and these are the matches where legends are made. Real Madrid's history in the competition is unmatched, but success is never guaranteed. It requires moments of brilliance, and Mbappé is exactly the type of player who can deliver those moments. A fully fit Mbappé could be the difference between winning and losing, between progressing and being eliminated. That is why his condition is being monitored so closely. That is why every minute he plays now is important. What stands out the most in this entire story is Mbappé's mentality. He has faced criticism, dealt with a controversial medical situation, and endured the frustration of being sidelined. Yet he has not allowed any of it to define him. Instead, he is focused on recovering stronger, on proving himself again, and on continuing to perform at the highest level. This mentality is what separates good players from great ones. Talent can take you far, but mentality determines how far you go. Mbappé has shown time and again that he possesses both. As the match against Brazil approaches, expectations continue to rise. Fans are eager to see him back in full flow. They want to see the pace, the confidence, the goals. They want to see the player who can turn a game in an instant. At the same time, there is an understanding that this is part of a process. He may not be at 100% yet. He may not play the full match. But even in 60 minutes, Mbappé has the ability to leave a lasting impact. In many ways, this game represents a turning point. It is not just about one performance. It is about momentum. A strong showing against Brazil could boost his confidence, silence doubts, and set the tone for the crucial weeks ahead. For France, it is an opportunity to re-establish themselves as one of the most dangerous teams in international football. For Real Madrid, it is a preview of what they can expect as they chase titles on multiple fronts. And for Mbappé, it is a chance to remind the world exactly who he is. In conclusion, all signs suggest that Mbappé will start against Brazil. While his minutes may be managed carefully, his presence alone is enough to elevate the match. More importantly, this is a moment filled with significance, a comeback, a potential record, and a statement waiting to be made. If he delivers, it will go beyond just a friendly performance. It will signal that he is back, that he is ready, and that both club and country can rely on him when it matters most. And if there is one thing football fans have learned over the years, it is this: when Mbappé has something to prove,